In this video, I'll go over setting up Pi-hole on a Synology NAS. Pi-hole is an application that blocks advertisement and internet trackers at the network level and can be installed in a few different ways. For this video, I'll be using Docker, specifically with the MacVLAN network, to give the Pi-hole Docker container its own IP address so it doesn't conflict with the host Synology NAS, and a bridge network to allow the NAS itself and the applications running on it to take advantage of the Pi-hole container. To start off, I'd like to go over the networking setup that we'll be configuring for the Pi-hole Docker container that will be running on a Synology NAS. As mentioned in the intro, we'll be using both a MacVLAN network and a bridge network in this setup. We'll use a MacVLAN network because it provides the Pi-hole container direct access to the host network interface. This allows us to assign the Pi-hole container its own IP address on the external network that the Synology NAS is using. With this setup, the services running on the Pi-hole container can be accessed directly by clients without the need to do any NAT translation or port forwarding. This also eliminates any port conflicts between the Synology NAS host and the Pi-hole container if both run similar services. We'll also make use of a bridge network to allow the Synology NAS and the services running on it to be able to access the Pi-hole container because the MacVLAN network doesn't allow direct access from the host itself. Also note that this setup should work fine in any Docker environment, not just when running on a Synology NAS. To learn more about Docker networking, I'll leave a few links explaining things in further detail in the description below. Now let's get to the setup, and I'll first start by installing Docker from the Package Center. Here I'll search for Docker and install the package. In a few minutes the package will be installed and we can either launch Docker directly from the Package Center or from the main menu. For now I'll just close the Package Center and we'll get to setting up Docker a little later in the video. We'll need to do some configuration changes from the command line, so I'll enable SSH next. I'll do that by going to Control Panel, Terminal, and SNMP and enable the SSH service. I'll click Apply and OK on this warning message to complete enabling the service. I'll likely disable SSH after completing this video, but if you plan to keep the SSH service running, consider securing it, and I cover how to do just that in my video on configuring and managing a Synology NAS with SSH, which I'll link to in the description below. Next, I'd like to set up the MacVLAN network that will be used when setting up the Pi-hole Docker container. This can only be configured from the command line, so I'll SSH into my Synology NAS. Once connected, I'll need to figure out what network interface the NAS is using by issuing the IP address command. I can see from the output that the network interface the NAS is using is ETH0, so I'll make note of that information. Next, I'll need to find a free IP address that can be used for the MacVLAN network that's on the same subnet that my Synology NAS is on. The IP address shouldn't be part of any DHCP address pool or any static IP mapping, and what I found is that the IP address 192.168.81.8 would be fine for me to use. You'll need to figure out what IP address you can use in your specific network. Now I'll issue this command to create the MacVLAN network, but let's go over what the command does before I hit return. The command starts off with sudo docker network create because we'll need administrative privileges to create a new network in Docker. Next, we add in the option -d MacVLAN to make sure we use the MacVLAN network driver. -o parent equals ETH0 passes in the option to use the parent network interface ETH0, which is the network interface I identified earlier that the NAS is currently using. Next is the subnet that the NAS is on and that the MacVLAN network will be a part of, followed by the IP address of the gateway for the network. The --IP-range section defines the IP addresses that can be used in the MacVLAN network. And for this setup, I'll use a /32 subnet, so only one IP address can be assigned. In this case, 192.168.81.8 will be assigned to the Pi-hole Docker container. Finally, we'll need to name the network, which comes at the end of the command string. I'll go ahead and hit return now, and we'll get back the network ID string if the command is successful, which it looks like it is. And that's it for what needs to be done from the terminal, so I'll log out of the session. Next, I'd like to set up the bridge network, which can be configured within DSM, so I'll bring up the main menu and launch the Docker package. I'll select network, and just note that we can see that the MacVLAN network that we set up in the previous step is listed here. For the bridge network, I'll click Add, give it a name, and select Use Manual Configuration. For the subnet, I'll be using one that I know isn't currently being used within my network and limit the IP range to a /32 network, so only one IP address is assignable. In this case, I know that the Pi-hole container will be assigned the IP address of 192.168.82.2. I'll finish up by entering in the gateway address and click Add. Now let's set up Pi-hole by first downloading the official Pi-hole image from pihole.net by clicking on Registry, searching for Pi-hole, and clicking on Download. I'll click Select from this window to download the image with the latest tag, then click on Image where we can see that the Pi-hole image is being downloaded. We'll get a notification when the download is completed as well. Now I'll select the Pi-hole image and click Launch so we can start configuring a Pi-hole container. I'll first enter in a container name I'd like to use, and I won't change or select anything else on the General Settings window, but if you would like to use the Pi-hole container as a DHCP server as well, make sure to select the Execute Container Using High Privilege checkbox. I'll continue by clicking on the Advanced Settings button and select the Enable Auto Restart checkbox. I'll click on Volume, but before moving on, I'll bring up FileStation to create a few empty folders that we'll be using as mount points within the Pi-hole container. I'll select the Docker folder, then create a subfolder and name it Pi-hole. Within the Pi-hole folder, I'll create two additional folders and name them dnsmask.d and Pi-hole respectively. I'll close FileStation, and now I'll add the two folders as volumes that the Pi-hole container will use to keep our data and settings persistent. Next, under Network, I'll add both the MacVLAN and bridge networks that were created earlier and delete the default bridge network. Nothing needs to be changed under Port Settings or Links. Under Environment, there are a few entries that will need to be entered to complete the setup of the Pi-hole container, which I have listed here on screen for reference. Lastly, I'll change the server IP address to the MacVLAN IP address that was configured earlier and click Apply, then Next on this window, and finally Done to finish up the setup and run the Pi-hole container. To set up the Synology NAS to make use of the Pi-hole service, we'll need to go to Control Panel, Network, enable Manually Configure DNS Server, and for the preferred DNS server, enter in the bridge network IP address of the Pi-hole container, then click Apply. Now, I'd like to run a few tests to make sure the Pi-hole container is working properly from within the MacVLAN and bridge networks by using Nslookup from within a terminal session. I'll first test that the Pi-hole container is accessible from the MacVLAN network by bringing up a terminal window on my MacBook, which is on the same network as the Pi-hole container as well as the Synology NAS, and enter in the Nslookup command and hit return. I'll then switch the name server I'd like to use to the Pi-hole container using its MacVLAN IP address and hit return. Now, if I type in a domain name I'd like to query, I should get a response from the Pi-hole container, which works as expected. To test the bridge network connection, I'll SSH into the Synology NAS and type in Nslookup once again and hit return. Next, I'll type in server and hit return, and we can see that the server being used is the Pi-hole container through the bridge IP address. I'll type in a domain name to test that everything is working properly, and I get a response back confirming that the Pi-hole container through the bridge network is working fine as well. If your Pi-hole setup is working properly, at this point you should be able to make use of the Pi-hole installation by either assigning your clients the MacVLAN IP address or assigning services running on your Synology NAS the bridge IP address of the Pi-hole container. Lastly, you should be able to bring up a browser, connect to the MacVLAN IP address, and log in with the password that was entered during the setup process. Now, you'll be able to manage and configure the Pi-hole setup further. I hope this video on setting up Pi-hole through Docker on a Synology NAS was beneficial to you, and if it was, make sure to like this video. Also, check out some of my other videos listed here on screen. Lastly, I'd be grateful if you would consider subscribing to this channel and also consider supporting my work by buying me a coffee. The link is in the description below. Thanks so much for watching.